Derek Van Orden does best is photo ops for local media who, will occasionally ask a tough question or two. And in this case, he was asked about workers at the Tomah VA Medical Center being fired. There were 6 workers that were fired there. And Van Orden was asked by a reporter about his thoughts, and including a federal judge's order to have some of those workers reinstated. And I'm not going to subject you to the soundbite from Derek Van Orden. I'm just going to read it here because the congressman was asked about it, and he maintained that there is still no impact to health care for veterans from these firings. And so here's his quote. He says, "I spoke to Karen, who runs the Tomah facility, 2 weeks ago. And right now, to the best of her knowledge, there is zero degradation to veterans' health care. So what I need you to do," he said to the reporter or reporters, "what I need you to do is stop fear-mongering. Stop fear-mongering with our elderly. Stop fear-mongering with our hungry children. Stop fear-mongering with our veterans. The Democrat Party lied to the entire American population 2 years ago about cuts, and they're doing the same thing again, so knock it off." This is what your congressman is doing in the 3rd Congressional District, Western and Central Wisconsin. The word you're looking for is gaslighting. Your congressman's gaslighting you and then not holding any town halls about it. And here's his quote about why he's not holding town halls. He talks about the possibility of paid agitators coming to these meetings, according to the WEAU report. He says, quote, "The reason we have town halls is so constituents can speak directly to their representative and have a meaningful conversation. You can't do that if people are just screaming at each other. That is not an organic constituent revolt. What it is a group of George Soros-funded agitators that have nothing to offer but angst. Just like your previous question, that's a terrible question." Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Van Orden. That's just straight up gaslighting.
I was going to say, I want to commend you on your Derek Van Orden impression of starting from the ground level and just slowly working your way up Mount Angry to the point where you're probably shaking a finger at a young reporter.
Oh yeah. I mean, he wasn't wagging his finger at this point, but it's, it's what he does verbally. Karen on Facebook has 3 facepalm emojis. Unreal. I wonder why they're screaming, Karen writes. Yeah. And that's the whole point, is you now have a congressman in denial. Maybe not to himself, maybe again, just in denial to his constituents, that there's no impact of these firings. There's no impact on children. There's no impact on our veterans, and to just knock it off. And I wonder how all these constituents feel that their congressman is referring to them as a group of George Soros-funded agitators. The funny thing is, and I am 100% confident in this, that Derek Van Orden could not pick George Soros out of a lineup. If the police lineup were George Soros and Abraham Lincoln, he still would have a difficult time picking out George Soros. It's just a convenient name to drop.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's sure it's having an impact on a few folks, but you know who's helping it have less of one? Elon Musk. Yeah. The guy who actually does have the reins of power right now. The guy who actually is firing veterans and leading to degradation of healthcare and harm for children and harm to the economy. Big harm to the economy. That's your congressman, Western and Central Wisconsin. No wonder there's one announced candidate and another one that's going to announce really soon, most likely.